Hey everybody, it's Neo. I promised I'd do this video tonight. It's 11:45 p.m., so it's not too late yet. I'm going to be talking about something that's going to probably be overlooked for this reset for most of the people coming back, and it is new player retention and new player generation. Um, this is actually one of the most important parts of the reset that isn't really talked about much, so I wanted to talk about it because, if it doesn't matter if the vets come back for this reset. If you don't generate new players, then people will not stay because Townie is a social game mode. You're not gonna want to play Townie on a server with two players. So it is a positive cycle. We need a critical point of maybe like 20, 30 or so players and players will stay. If it's below 10 players, just about everyone who joins is going to leave. So that's why it's important for us to make sure that our new player retention and generation is nice and shored up for the reset, and that's why we've made quite a few changes that might be overlooked because, they're geared towards new players. For starters, if you look at the current spawn, when a new player comes here, the first thing they're going to want to do is they're going to want to walk forward, and they're met with a bunch of different choices, a bunch of different paths, and they have no idea where to go, and it's just an overwhelming situation. And they've also passed right by the most important parts, the portals, the six portals, because who's going to go like, oh, I'm going to go left, I'm going to go around this circle? No, everybody's going to go straight up into this gigantic door that's beckoning to them. So of course a lot of people that get out of the tutorial are going to leave right after, because what do I do now? I am roasting a relic spawn, but that's okay because a relic also made the new spawn, so it cancels out. You can see here we've adopted a much more modernized spawn. It's pretty reminiscent of a lot of servers. The NPCs are now acting as our portals. The crates are also here, so it's very simple to find. And it's a lot more simplified here. So we're going to lose fewer players from the confusion of the new spawn. They know exactly what's what. Everything important is right in front of them. And this kind of doorway over here doesn't lead to anything important. But it doesn't matter, because it's all right here. And my favorite place in the new spawn, you're going to see me here a lot after the reset, is this place. Because at the new spawn, you can actually stare at the new players joining the server. That's their spawn point right over there, in fact. And another thing you'll notice is the spawn for the new players is a lot shorter and simpler too. There's no tutorial. In fact, it is actually just walk straight forward, talk to this guy who is podiumed up, so it's easy to see even if there's a crowd of people here. And you can choose either RPG questing or making a town, or both, or neither. Now the reason we want to remove the tutorial from the quest is probably something pretty obvious to everybody here. It's that people want to get started ASAP. They don't want to be cooped up in a tutorial, and we've lost a lot of people in the tutorial. We used to think that was a necessary loss, but it really is not. Because what you can do is, and this is what a lot of AAA games do, and a lot of modern games really do, you make the tutorial happen while you're playing the game. And it makes it feel a lot more open and a lot less cagey. So we have two new quests. One of them is to become an adventurer, and if you don't want to do that, you can always take the other quest line anytime you want in the recommended to start a new life, and that is the Townie quest line, which will teach you how to sell and make money and how to make a town. But real quick, we can go ahead and do the quests quest. Oh crap! I'm already a swordsman. All right, pretend I became a swordsman just then. So it walks you through talking to Kara of Par, getting your first class, getting your first skill. I'm already a swordsman, so I have to do this again. And going to Aura Val at Warp Quests, and it takes you right into the first quest, and picking class and everything like that. So all of that tutorial back at the old tutorial place can be skipped. We can just do it while the player is on the server, and it can segue straight into the first quest. If you haven't seen the tech demo of NeoQuest, you should go check it out because the quests are now seamlessly linked together, and you can see that this one automatically started as soon as the old one finished. And of course, the navigation is quite important as well. Um, a lot of players got lost looking even for the sewers, and even no matter how many signs we put down, there are always going to be people that slip through the cracks, which is true for this case too, but it's a lot easier. And there are a lot of people that got lost looking for Argent Plaza and things like that. And you know, usually we would have people tell them where things are, but if there's nobody there, guess what? They leave. What are they going to stay for if they can't figure out where the next quest is? So it's really important to have the independence for new players to be able to find things on their own. So that's what we did with the new spawn and the new tutorial. Everything's a lot more seamless, everything's a lot quicker, and you get players back into the game faster. And that's pretty important for retention. And there's two more things that are also pretty important that we changed. For one thing, slash ranks now requires votes to get to the next rank. So this is a quick, surefire way to get new players who are invested in this server to vote. Um, on the topic of voting, there are a few new server lists that are a little bit more modern and come up in the search lists in Google a little bit more. So those have been changed as well. There's still 5 votes in total, so nothing changed there. So all you have to do is vote for 1 day and you can get to the first rank. Vote for 2 days to get to the second rank, etc., etc. And that is a great way to get more votes for our server for the new players that come in, because it really wasn't that important to vote before. And it segues to the next part, the vote calendar. This was also quite unimportant once you were established at all on the server. Really, the main thing it gave you was gold, and we all know that gold was really not that important as you got established. So what we did for the vote calendar is we made it into something that gives you Lord's tokens. Lord's tokens can be used in the Lord's shop, which doesn't have a menu yet, so I have to do this. Or it doesn't have a command yet. And there's a bunch of different things that you can buy with the Lord's tokens, and you get one every single day. So it's a great reason to vote, even if you're a vet who has been well established, doesn't need the gold anymore. But that's not the only thing. Once you get to day 25 of the vote calendar, you will get $5 in engine points. So you can feel free to spend that any way you want in the MLMC donation shop. It's free. And also, the top voter of the month will get $20 in engine points for free. So hopefully, that's a great incentive for all of you free-to-play players to start voting for the server. It helps us a lot. And in that way, we can both get votes from new players with slash ranks, so you need it to continue, and from vet players with the vote calendar to get items in the Lord's shop and to get your free ass engine points. I mean, who doesn't want that? Anyway, those are all the changes that we've made, and I think it's going to have a significant impact because all the stuff that we had before was quite a bit outdated. Specifically, the vote calendar did not really have anything that anyone really would want. My voice is dying on me, but that's okay because the video is over. So the next video I'll be adding, it is going to come out soon because, you know, the reset's on the 29th and today's the 25th, about to be the 26th in 7 minutes, is going to be about a few more new features that we're adding to the server, so look out for that. I actually intentionally didn't add it to the forum post that I made before because, truth be told, we didn't know which features we were going to keep, but at this point it's been a pretty finalized list. So we're going to take a look at some of the fun stuff that we're going to be adding. It is all towny. Don't get your hopes up, Quest players. There's nothing new for quests, but I promise you, a lot of you have not played this version of quests, and there's a lot of new stuff, like augments and crafting and professions. You can make stuff out of killing these cute little low-town chickens, for example. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.